Shalom. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash. Giving double honors to our apostles and other bishops, a great millstone who well. Peace and salutation to the elect, 144,000, and the rest of the 1/3 remnant. All right, which this is all about, of course, the remnant. It's not about, of course, 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, they're not going to hearken on to the actual prophecies, the laws, the statutes, the commandments. All right, and it's pretty clear. All right, the Lord in these times is going to make it evident who his actual chosen are. All right, so we're going to hit certain things, because I was on the on the train again, headed down to here, and then it was just me seeing mainly Israelites in this dead estate, spiritually dead, and they've taken upon themselves all sorts of different vices, all right, which is destroying them. Okay, have them in a state and where it makes it even difficult for them to even be receptive to accepting this truth. All right, but we have Yahushua, which is the healer of all things, open for us. All right, so what you got, right? You said the Micah 2 and 10. All right, and then I'm gonna go to, it's gonna be a different day, like Exodus 15, Exodus 16. We're gonna move around. All right. So but yeah, it was just like real depressing seeing Israel in a dead estate. All the drugs and stuff. Obviously, like mainly this opioid crisis affecting a lot of Edomites, but now Israelites are affected too. I seen literally a Judite woman. She was like she was thick and everything, and I seen her slumped over. Like I'm thinking she kind of like going in her bag for some stuff, but she actually was. That's the effect from the different opioids and stuff, the trank and stuff. The different sedatives that they're mixing these opioids with to get that effect. Which is destroying them. All right. So you got Micah. What you got now?
I got Amos 17.
Okay.
And I'll go to Micah.
All right.
2 verse 10.
Yeah.
So we start reading.
Yep. Just lift up your voice a bit.
Amos chapter 7 verse 17. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city.
Yeah, and you have, of course, the curse in which our women are going to be literally Zanayim, our whores. They're going to sleep with multiple men. All right. That's a curse. From us, disobeying Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. Our women now have become polluted. By dealing with multiple men, which that opened them up to multiple spirits upon them. As the scriptures say, she gonna open her quiver up for every arrow. Go ahead.
And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword.
Yeah, and we can see our sons and our daughters dying by the sword. Primarily Esau in the way in which he weaponized all things. All right, he have weaponized. Of course, you one against one another. All right, where Israelites, they hate one another. Tribes hate one another. You got a point.
Is getting shot down by the police, getting pressed by the police and the law enforcement and the authorities that rule the society. Yeah,
you have it where you see you out there on the street. First of all, Esau already looking at you with that byword, that stigma. That you evil and that you wicked.
They'll group you in with everybody.
Yeah,
You'll see one group of jakes that, I wrestled him 2 weeks ago. Then he'll see another group of jakes and think they're the same.
Yeah.
And the same character. Even though they don't even know each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's weird because I could be in the midst of a bunch of degenerates, Israelites that decline from the path, the original state, and then they'll lump me in with them too.
They'll lump you in with the stereotypes and stuff that they push in the media.
Right.
Saying, look, all black men are criminals.
Yeah.
Look all the crimes that they committed. Look at what he did. He committed theft, robbery. Rape, rob, murder. And they mostly portray Jake as being the criminals.
Esau is that damn real criminal.
That's why you got these Chinamen that come over here and they build up these businesses and they be putting up bulletproof windows. They have bulletproof windows.
Yeah.
Because they have that that stereotypical mindset that a so-called black man or so-called Latino man is a certain way, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Except without having no prior knowledge or experience with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jake is typically loud. You know what I'm saying? Jake is typically loud.
Well, they ain't wrong. They know what neighborhood they in.
Yeah.
I mean, every Chinese store in the hood anyway has a bulletproof, whatever you call that, plastic.
Yeah, the bulletproof glass. Plexiglass type shit.
They know about the crime. You know, so they ain't wrong about that.
Yep.
But you should observe that that's how they see you. You know, they don't differentiate between, which they really can't, between, you know, a person that works every week, you know, every day, whatever, collect a check, and a dude that's just hanging around the block doing nothing, selling drugs or living off of women, living with family members, not really doing nothing. Well, it's not really their job, all right? Because the scriptures tell you that they're going to be a byword.
Yep. I got
nations.
Get real quick. Job 30:9. Job 30:9. You got your Bible or something? Yeah. If you get Job 30:9, real quick. Yep.
I got it.
Yep. Go ahead. And you go back to where you was at. Yep.
This is Job 30:9.
Yep.
And now am I their song? Yeah, I am there by word.
Yeah, so it said, yeah, now I'm their song and I am their byword. The word byword going to a utterance, or they're speaking. You know, that's what, of course, Esau Edom is talking about. Even though this man, they are children of fools and they base men and they violate in the earth. But now you're their byword, you know? You know, and it's because we got these curses placed upon it, and then on top of that, remember the serpent and the woman being Israel, is at enmity with one another, okay, at hostility, okay. So we're never going to be gelling together. They're never going to be speaking, oh yeah, these Israelites are great people, you know, hey, come on together, come and eat dinner with me. No, you know, it's not like that, okay, at all. You know, which, like I said, we stem back to the curses back in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter.
A base man is somebody that has low moral standards, no integrity. That's not
Shalom, Barry. You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, low.
So, Amos 7 verse 17. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, being a whore sleeping with multiple men. And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, getting gunned down on the streets, getting oppressed by your oppressors. These are oppressors, so-called white men, these heathens. You know what I'm saying? And shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in the polluted land. What's the polluted land? First of all, the land that shall be divided by the land, that's us, the Israelites, being taken out of the land of Israel and being brought over to the polluted land, which is America. Which is spiritually called Babylon the Great. And thou shalt
read that again?
From the top?
It said divided by line.
Yeah, divided by line. And thy sons and thy daughters shall...
What scripture you reading from? What you reading from?
Amos chapter 7 verse 17. Therefore thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line.
Right. It also means that we ain't going to be in the land, and the heathen are going to possess the land. All right, you got Ishmael and Esau over there right now. All right, and they control the land. Mainly the little hat, big hat people. They control the land of Israel. All right?
Yep.
And you got a minority of Israelites that are in the land that came back from Babylon, America. All right?
And thou shalt die in the polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity.
Yeah, the polluted land is America. All right? And we died, physically and spiritually died. And we lost our heritage. All right? We lost our heritage, we lost our identity, our language, our manners, we lost it. And that's where we died. In Babylon, America. And the New World, really. But in America was the main part. But North, Central, South America, that's where we all died. That's where we all became spiritually dead. What?
And Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land.
Right, yeah, we went into slavery. You had different types of slavery. Some Israelites went on cargo slave ships. Some Israelites had to work the sugarcane fields. Some Israelites had to work gold mines, silver mines. Depending on what lot the Lord gave you, what service of slavery you're going to serve. Some Israelites had yokes of iron around their neck. Not every Israelite had a yoke of iron around their neck. Not every Israelite was mining gold. You had a lot of Ephraimites mining gold. There's more?
No, that's it. That's it.
Alright. Move on next precept.
Micah. I got Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Depart from what? America. You know what I'm saying? Depart from the ideology, the philosophies of this place. What are the philosophies? The things that people deem socially accepted. That being celebrating these holidays, participating in main events that may come up, things like that, so on and so forth. Because it is polluted, meaning it is unclean, it's unpure, it's filthy. This place is filthy. Anywhere that you go, there's death, there's wickedness going on the earth. People getting robbed, stabbed, killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you participate in the full programs of America, that means you eat pork, right? That means you sign contracts to sell your soul, to do immoral things. Right? Like the brother said, celebrate the holidays of his land. Those are all the things that draw you away from the Most High. They draw you closer to Satan, to Esau, Edom, and then the spiritual demon Satan.
It shall destroy you, meaning this place, if you condone in activities of this place and you try to take part in this world, it's ultimately going to destroy you spiritually and physically as well. And ultimately this place is going to be destroyed regardless, so you're going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fires. And then it says, even with a sore destructions, that's pretty much talking about how severe the destruction is really going to be when it comes. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't going to just be some type of death that you get or some type of bad ending that you get. It's going to be very severe.
Yep. Precept. It's the book of Ezekiel.
Have the brother read it.
Oh, you get Ezekiel chapter 36 and 5. This is a bit earlier, talking about the dividing of the land.
You said Ezekiel?
Ezekiel
36?
36, yeah. And 5.
Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 5. Therefore,
Actually, you start a bit above. Start 4.
Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 4. Therefore, ye mountain of Israel, hear the word of the Lord thy power. Thus saith the Lord thy power, the Most High, to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, and to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which become a prey and diversion to the residue of the heathen that are around about.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord thy power, Most High. Surely in the fire of my jealousy, I have spoken against the residue against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea.
Right, and Idumea is speaking about Esau, Edom. That's just a Greek way to say, of course, going into Esau. Edom.
Yeah, when you translate that Idumea, it goes back to Rome. You look that up. When you click on Idumea on my translator on Google, it'll actually translate as Rome. For a little while, it was glitching or whatever, and Rome wasn't showing up when I was clicking on it for a couple years, or months or whatever, and then I started clicking on it again, and Rome came up. You know, so he tried to, either was a glitch or something, or they was tweaking with the programming or whatever. But when you click on Idumea, it translates as Rome, because the Romans, the hierarchy anyway, the ones that were running Rome, the pagan Roman Empire, they were Edomites.
Yep.
The so-called Caucasians, white people.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Going to history with
so the land was
Antipater,
taken by
Idumea.
Antipater. They were taken over by the Edomites. the land of Israel was taken over by the Edomites. Right? The Levant, that area, they did that to get a foothold in the Middle East. They can attack Iran and Russia. That's why and they gained sympathy too. There's multiple reasons why they took the land. Prophecy, which you just read. But they got their agenda was, to control the Arabs, the Syrians, the Middle East, pretty much, so they can wage war against Iran, because they know that that's one of the countries that's going to come against Satan, the physical counterpart Esau, Iran. It tells you that in Ezekiel 38.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 38 tells you that Iran was with Gog and Magog, so they knew that. So that's one of the reasons why they had the foothold in the Middle East.
Yeah, that's
in
where
the
I'm
East,
at right there.
in the land of Israel. Because after, I believe, World War II, the Allied forces had control of Palestine. Because before 1948, you already had a Rothschild Boulevard. Before 1948. And that's when they established themselves as a state.
Yeah.
But before 1948, they were already there because of Hitler, World War II. They were fighting in Egypt and fighting in the area already.
They have that Balfour Declaration and such, And then you have, like I said, you have the heathen Ishmael, and they in there, of course, fighting over our actual land. Yep. They fighting over our land and stuff, but it's not neither Edoms nor is it's not neither Edoms nor is it Yashamayal or Ishmael. It's actually pointed for the nation of Israel. You know what I mean? For the actual Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay?
And Esau carnal, he thinks that because he takes a land and destroys it, that it's going to be like that forever. It's going to be like that forever. The only place that's going to be like that forever is the land we're standing on right now. It's a long period of, whatever that word is there, the fire is going to burn forever. Forever and ever. That's you ain't going to be burning the fire forever. The land is going to be burning.
Yeah, that's that forever is it's an extended time period. You know what I'm saying? So when America is on fire, first of all, the other nations, they're going to be able to see it because it's going to be so high and so heavy. But then, as it, over time, remember, this like 5,000 by 3,000 square miles. That's a lot to be on fire. So what's going to happen is it's going to burn for a long time, years. I saw there's a video on YouTube, you can check it out. It's about if a nuclear bomb goes off in one of these cities, how long it's going to stay on fire for. And I think they had mentioned, according to Esau, it was like 5 years or whatever. But imagine, America, the whole land is going to be burnt like that. So it's going to take a time period. And after a certain time period, the land is going, the fire is going to go out. And then the land is going to be utterly desolate. I was looking at ancient Egypt, how the Lord destroyed ancient Egypt. Everybody look at the Sphinx and you look at the pyramids, but in the 1800s, that shit was in the sand. Them shits was buried. You could barely see the Sphinx head.
So they had to excavate it.
Yeah, they had to excavate the vast majority of the city of Cairo. They had to fucking excavate that shit, man. So, hey, the Lord's gonna do that with America, man. And ancient Egypt didn't go out by fire. Go ahead, brother.
All right, there's a definition for forever, for a very long or seamlessly endless time.
Yeah, it is. So it's not perpetual. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want some water?
I do want to make a point. There's a place near my hometown called Centralia, right? And there's actually an underground mine part.
Oh, Centralia?
Yeah, Centralia. Yeah.
Silent Hill, right?
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people that know the movie Silent Hill is actually based off of that. So it's kind of near where my hometown is, right? But that place, Centralia, actually is an underground mine fire. It's been burning for over 50 years. And it's basically, it's constantly burning. They actually had to evacuate everybody that lived there back in I think it was like this, I don't even know what year, but they evacuated them because, in that area was like heavy and cold. So, they're mining the coal and all that, and that shit set fire, right? So they had to basically evacuate the city and all that. They paid the people to leave and all that, but that fire is still burning. Right, so the same thing with America, man. There's so much stuff that's gonna keep the coals and keep the fire burning. Like after a fire goes out,
and the trees are dead too. You go past
oh yeah, yep.
The sidewalk all broken up. They tore the buildings down. It looked like a damn like a desert.
Yeah.
Because of the, I guess the fire is taking the nutrients out,
Yep.
and the heat too is destroying the trees.
It's a damn wasteland when you go out there. Like I said, you see the fucking roads all broke.
Ashland, right?
Yeah. There's actually certain places you can go. It's funny because that place is called Ashland, right? And this place about to get home.
Well, it's next to a city called Ashland. Which is a weird coincidence.
Yeah. So But the thing is, like they say, you can at certain times you can go to the street and you'll actually see the smoke coming up out the street. Like I said, that's where the Silent Hill kind of concept came from. But the point is, like when you have a fire, if you get a big bonfire going, at the end of it, there's still those coals. Yeah. And those coals be burning for a really long time. You don't even have to put anything on it. Just coals and that heat still be going up, the smoke still be going up, right? Yeah. So you're gonna have that. When this whole place is burning, there's so much stuff that's gonna keep this fucking place, still burning,
Yeah, it's just that happened at 9/11. At weeks after 9/11 happened, this shit was still on fire.
Yep.
There was still an incendiary going on. Yep. And then also too, what feeds fire is oxygen, man. There's gonna be a lot of oxygen flowing, man. Yep. On top of the fact that this place is gonna be unrecognizable, man. Mm-hmm. So again, for a time period, and then eventually, because we read about it in Revelation, where it speaks about this place being a desert and the home of every foul bird.
Yeah, I got Isaiah 13.
Bring it out.
And 20. Isaiah 13 and 20, starting at verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Yeah, so nobody's gonna be able to live here. Like the scripture also speak about this place not being a place where the Arabians gonna pitch their tent.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep. Continuing on, as the Ak was quoting, it says, "It neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there."
Yeah, because these Arabs, when they come over here to pitch their tent, their stores, they're getting rich over here. Yeah. Even while 9/11 was happening, they were the boogeyman of the earth. Yeah. They was over here getting money, man. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, there's not gonna be a place for that. There's not gonna be a place for anybody to do anything. Hey, we're not even gonna be able to land down here, even though we're gonna be immortal and we're not even gonna be allowed to come to this. It's gonna be a no man's land. No fly zone. No, we're gonna fly over it, but y'all ever seen
like a
what's that movie called? Planet of the Apes. Yeah. And it was called
Forbidden Zone?
Yeah. America's gonna be the forbidden zone, bro. We're gonna be able to fly over through the spirit part of Yakalba Page and tell our kids, like, hey, look, see down there? Hey, that's Babylon the Great. And what happened down there? Like, hey, that's what happened when you live wickedly and you break the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this place is gonna be a complete desert, man. And the elder was saying how there's so much stuff here to keep it on fire, bro. A lot of these cities, they're sitting on oil reserves, man. And oil burns for a long time, man. That's why they get them in the ancient world in Greece. They used to use the oil, the tar pits. The tar pits, so they can use them shits as ammo. Light them shits on fire. You can't put them shits out with water, man. You know what I mean? So America you got tons in these major cities too. Yeah. These major cities are set on gas pipelines, oil reserves. There's in LA, there's in the city of LA is a hotbed for oil. So a lot of the buildings that you see in LA are actually false buildings, hiding oil pumps, man. So you can't get in them shits, but you see them. Yeah. So how much more in these other cities, man?
Yeah, you got volcanoes.
Yeah, you got that too.
Yellowstone is the biggest volcano in the world.
Yeah.
So when that get hit, that's going.
There's a scripture that says the earth shall reel to and fro.
Like a drunkard. That's in
like a drunkard.
Isaiah.
So it's going to be earthquakes all amongst the earth. So earthquakes, tsunamis. They show you that on a $100 bill. I think it's the $100 bill. They actually have, if you fold it up a certain type of way, you can see buildings, and then you can see tsunamis hitting the buildings. So they actually know that shit's gonna happen, bro. And you can't control the tsunami. You can't control the tsunami. That shit's gonna hit. It's gonna hit this place. So you're gonna have a lot of things happening. But them earthquakes is the heavy thing, because the earth's gonna be shaking, bro. And it ain't gonna be like a 5.6 on a Richter scale. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it.
That's right, and that's because of the violence in which this world gonna be shaken when the nuclear missiles go off, man. It's not gonna be a quiet thing. It's gonna be violent.
It's gonna be, the Lord gonna have to hold the fire and the clouds and the smoke back from the rest of the earth. Quick paragraph to read right here. If another large caldera forming eruption were to occur at Yellowstone, its effects would be worldwide, such as a giant eruption would have regional effects, such as falling ash, short-term yards to decades change in global climate.
Yeah.
So if Yellowstone erupt, if that's part of the fuel for the fire, that's gonna affect the whole earth. So the Lord gonna have to contain it in America and in Babylon.
Well,
how powerful that eruption gonna be when the missiles hit.
Time.
And be fuel for the fire.
Yeah, well, if you read Revelation, was it 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 21, 22? It tells you about how the vast majority of people on the earth, they're gonna die of famine.
Yeah.
Now, war with famine follows war. Anytime there's a major war, famine is like right there. Yeah. They're like neck and neck. But when these nuclear missiles go off, especially when it hits America, the great cog, which I call it America is a great cog in the wheel of economics. Bro, it's done. People not gonna be able to get food, transportation, and trade going to end. Go ahead, brother. Look it up.
Second Ezra.
Yeah,
Second Ezra, when it starts verse 21.
Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall drink themselves that they should think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwelleth upon the earth shall perish in famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah, so perish in famine. When you interrupt the world economic system, food is the major thing that's going to suffer. That's like one of the main commodities is food and transportation of food.
Yeah. So read it again, brother.
Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Yeah, because you see that right now. Like right now, people are complaining about inflation, but victuals, they're still relatively cheap, man. Like even here in Philly, I can go get a breakfast for like less than $15, man. Well, when inflation kick in, that's gonna be like $40, $50, man. Like you eating at a high-end restaurant, bro. So right now, people actually think themselves in good case. You can cry to your governors and governments, and they'll give you a stimulus package. They'll prepare one for you. But when this thing go down, ain't gonna be no more stimulus packages. Ain't gonna be no governments to come together to help you. Go ahead.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And
that's what you got going on right now. Great confusion between the sexes. Great confusion between what's true and what's false. Just a lot of evils that's being prepared. These governments, they're getting together and they're conspiring to flip on their own people, man. And you already got these, like Elder Ricard Pump said, man. Says that the first people that's going to be affected by this are these third world nations, man. And that's what's happening right now. Look at Panama. Look at Colombia. Look at Venezuela. Look at Sri Lanka. All these, Lebanon. These are all third world countries compared to these first world countries like America. You know? So they're going to be the first affected. But once these third world nations look, they already know how to live in crisis, man. America is going to topple, man. Go ahead.
Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine.
Yeah, many that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, not just because of the manufactured famines, but once this place is destroyed, man, that's it. No, listen, you can look it up yourself, man. The number one imported country on planet Earth is America, man. They import everything, and they also export too. I think they're like the number 2 exporting country on the planet Earth, man. But nonetheless, people, in order for them to get money, in order for them to get grain and all this other shit, You know, they talk about Ukraine. Oh, Ukraine is the breadbasket of the earth. No, it's not. No, it's not, because America is.
Europe, yeah.
Yeah, transforming into certain types of food. But when America is destroyed, brother, that's it. And on top of the fact, there's going to be earthquakes and destruction, mass destruction. These people, what you think they're going to do? They're going, oh, we got some food set aside just in case a big-ass earthquake happened in an earthquake-proof building? Nah. These other nations, they're going to be starving. On top of the fact you're going to have radiation poison happening throughout the earth in certain portions of the earth, especially with the waters. Them waters is going to be turned bitter. You know what I mean? So these people are going to be in a weakened state. So famine is the many that you done with it. You still got some more?
No, this more.
Bring it up.
Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah, so there it is. You try to escape. You think, oh man, I took that chip. Because the other nation's going to take it too. We took the chips, so we in the system now. We can eat. Nah, man, the sword's going to destroy you, man. So either way, it's a losing battle. Many that dwell upon the earth, these two things are going to happen to you, man. Because people are going to be hungry. It's going to be marauders, groups of marauders, and groups of thieves and robbers and bandits. They're going to be cutting people up, man. People act real beastly when they lack food, man. Food is like and that's why Kissinger said that, man. Control the food, man. You can control the food, you can control the people, man. Because people have to eat. It's a necessity in life. And once the chickens in the streets go, once the cats, the dogs go, once the birds go, people gonna lose their fucking shit. And then once Lord won't be part of the elect, when we get in them chariots and get them new bodies, we're not coming down immediately. And when we come down, we coming to take the earth. We're not handing out no goddamn bread baskets, man. We're not handing out it ain't gonna be no welfare lines. It's gonna be war. If you're an Israelite, if you're a rebellious Israelite, you're gonna get put to death. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get purged out. But if you're a heathen, you're going into slavery, man.
Yeah, they're gonna bend, they're gonna bow down.
Yeah, you're gonna bow down. So
they ain't gonna have no damn food to eat.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have shit. They ain't gonna have shit. You're gonna look to us.
Clean water?
Yeah. And we're gonna have the ability to do that. We're gonna have the ability like the Howard Shah had. We can empty refrigerator, man. Hey man, you hungry? Hey, we could just open the refrigerator and a shit ton of whatever food, righteous food that you're allowed to eat. It's gonna be there for you. But if we don't want that for you, man, you ain't gonna get it, and we ain't gonna be in the mood to be benevolent to you, man. We coming down with the anger of the Lord. We gonna be eating. We gonna be straight. We ain't gonna have to eat. What does the nigga Kevin Gates say? I don't get tired. We ain't gonna get tired. So again, we're not gonna be in that spirit of benevolence to you, man. We're gonna be in that spirit of separating, again, purging out the rebels of our people that's amongst you nations. And then we're gonna enslave you, man. And slavery don't come with a MRE, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You eat when we tell you to eat. You drink when we tell you to drink. You got it.
Oh, you got something real quick? No. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight another, and swords in their hand."
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of race riots, class riots. It's gonna be a lot of separation in that day, man.
Betrayal.
Betrayal.
You gonna think you with an Edomite because you're in the same class. You might fuck him up, or he might end up, robbing you.
Yeah, the whole time he thinking about getting you. There's a movie that came out. It didn't do too well in the theaters or whatever with that chick Erica Alexander. She and one of some other dude, they end up befriending an Edomite when all hell was breaking loose. They lost their house, their food, and the Edomite, he had a whole crib, man. He was all benevolent, opened up his crib to him, and in the end he flipped on their ass, man.
I think I seen that one. Yeah, like he had a bunker. Did he have a bunker?
Yeah, he had a bunker.
I know you talking about.
Is that the one you showed me?
What's it called, Cloverfield?
There's an apartment building?
I think
they had their own house. But like the one was pregnant. He had a woman that was pregnant, and the woman was a nurse.
I think you might have showed me.
Yeah. And then like pretty much like he had a neighbor. Like it was a Jake family, and then they had like they was living out, kind of like in a nice, suburban area and stuff. And they had an Edomite that lived nearby. The houses, they got land and stuff. So I think the one Jake kid, Shalom, y'all like that. The one Jake kid would venture off onto this man's land, and then I think he ended up hurting himself on the guy fence and stuff. And the guy, you know, the person making that point, don't be on my land and stuff like that. He didn't want nobody on his land and stuff. But when you go on his land, this man was a prepper. All right, he had a whole bunker set up and everything. So when all that invasion, he had guns, ammo, all of that, and he had a woman that was pregnant. And the woman, I think the Jake family that ended up seeking to seek like refuge at the house nearby. He ended up wanting to be there, but he like, yo, you gotta prove your stay to be here, to be good for me, like for my family. And he was Christian and everything. Yeah.
He was an Edomite.
Yeah.
He was an Edomite. That's gonna be happening a lot.
Yeah. Which, like I said, I got the scripture too for you. This is Isaiah 13:14. And it shall be as a chased roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people.
Yeah, that's right. It ain't gonna, a lot like the elder was saying, you gonna think this Edomite cool with you, and that motherfucker gonna flip on you, man. In that day, all that universal love shit that people like to spit out of their mouths, all of that togetherness, one people, one blood, one people shit, that shit's gonna go out the window, man. You gonna know that, hey, you don't belong to us, man. And you said it's gonna be as a chased roe. So if you join unto these devils, you gonna be caught up right with them. All them Jakes, oh man, this is my buddy, this is my friend. Look, man, ain't no friends in war, man. You know, all fair and love and war.
Oh yeah, all is fair and love and war.
All is fair and love and war. So when you at war with somebody, it's fair to put this person. It's fair to put this person to death because we at war. And they're gonna hold that against you, man. And again, and you seen traits of that shit during these riots, like in '92 in LA. Them gooks, they shut down Chinatown, man. Koreatown, that shit was only, if you wasn't no gook, you wasn't getting up in there. And guess who was the main enemy? Jake. Because what Jake don't have shit. So the first thing Jake like to do is rip up their own shit, and then they'll just start bleeding in to these other cities and other portions of the town. And these Edomites, they ready. I saw some shit, they got Edomites practicing motherfucking hand-to-hand combat.
Krav Maga and all
that. Yeah, they out there in the woods practicing hand-to-hand combat. And what are you niggas doing? Playing basketball and foosball, man. And popping your ass, man. Look, man, you ain't gonna be able to give your pussy away in that day, bro. In that day, you're not gonna be able, these men ain't gonna want that. They gonna want, like the brother was saying, that Edomite was saying, what value do you have to me, man? You know, and the least value you're gonna have is some ass. Oh, look, I got this bitch tied up in the basement. She's nice. In his mind, she's fresh and clean. He done threw some water on the bitch. You know what I mean? Oh, she's fresh and clean. But Jake, them niggas out there, they gonna be like, look, man, we don't want that. Hey, what you got to eat? You gonna see a bitch with some big ass titties, or you gonna see a nigga with a can of beans? That can of beans gonna, hey, fuck this bitch, man. They can cut her head off, kill you, take them beans, man. That's a prize, man.
Yeah, that's right. And to be honest, you know, you got a woman around, man. She ain't gonna do nothing but slow you down, man.
That's right.
Because hey, you know, once everything hits the fan, man, these women ain't gonna know what to do. They're gonna be so scared. They don't want to go nowhere without a man. So it's not gonna do anything but you know, slow you down. So
they're gonna be crying, getting emotional. You know, trying to, you know, keep walking, staying strong. You know, they just gotta sit down and cry real quick.
And like the brother was saying, you know, once all hell breaks loose, everybody gonna show their true colors. These women, you know, Esau, all right, because you gotta remember, you know, when you think about Esau now, you know, you think about a proud man with a suit and tie, but when that day comes, you got to remember where Esau came from. He came from them caves, man. So his true nature's gonna come out during that day. He's gonna try to go into cannibalism, all right. You know, looking for Jake, all right, because you got to remember Esau and Esau's true nature. He hates Jake as well. So that's the number one nation he's gonna be coming after during them times. Man.
Yeah, they called the wild men. In the Middle Ages, we used to call them the wild men. And what they would do is they lived in the fucking mountains or in the woods, deep in the woods. They would come out and snatch our children, man. They would come out, snatch your kids, take them back into the woods, try to call themselves raising them, you know what I mean? And have them based out or eating them. You know, these are stories that we used to tell our children in the Middle Ages to scare them to sleep, man, or to keep them in order. Hey, you go too far past the wood line, hey, the wild men gonna get you, man. And they was really out there. And now this nigga got a suit and tie, living in a fucking penthouse, man. So when this thing goes down, Hey, like Gerald Salente said, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it, man. Motherfuckers gonna be jumping. People gonna be looking for death. You're gonna see a lot of people jumping out of windows, throwing themselves to death because they're not gonna be able to take what's coming. Yeah, this shit's gonna be so wild out here. It's gonna be ugly. And we trying to tell you right now through the spirit, somebody get Psalms 91 and 1 about the show.
Daniel's 12 and 1 too.
Yeah, that too. Daniel 12 and 1, Psalms 91.
He got John 2 for you too.
And then also get Jeremiah 30 and 7. Shit's about to be real out here, man. All this pity patting and talking. See, right now the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is speaking. Who is he speaking through? The prophets, man. Starting off with the apostles, the elders, the bishop elders, and the brothers on down. Us, man. He's speaking through us, man. And people come out here and think that this is out. You see them IUIC getting attacked by these Christians at these churches, which that shit is off. But hey, at the same time, the Lord's still telling these niggas, hey, look, he's sending a weak group at these churches, and they losing their fucking mind. Psalms 91 real quick.
Psalms chapter 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Yeah, just like this tree, we under the shadow of Yahweh Shai in the spirit. We abiding in the Lord. We meaning we living in Yahweh Shai. If you dwelling in Yahweh Shai, you're gonna abide in the secret. Go out, brother. You're gonna abide. He that read it again, Bible get shot, brother.
Psalms chapter 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
And that's the protection. Shadow is a protection. What is this shade is similar to a shadow. And what is it protecting from? The heat of the sun. Well, guess what? Yahweh Shai is protecting us from the heat of his wrath, man. So, but if you outside of that, you're gonna get ate the fuck up, man. And you get offended at our rough speech. You get offended at our rough look. Look, it ain't about us. It's about Yahweh Shai. We could care less about any of this shit. You know why? Because we trying to teach you through the spirit, through the fear and the terror of the Lord to abide in him. Because Esau ain't gonna protect you, your woman ain't gonna protect you, your homie, and you can't, your money, none of that shit's gonna protect you when this shit go down, man. Keep reading.
Verse 2. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, and in him I will trust. Will I trust?
And you can't do that with Allah, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Jesus, Serapis Christus. You can't do that with any of these idols that you call gods today. You can only do that with Yahweh Shah. And we're teaching, listen, when you've been taught, it ain't a smooth thing. Like I ain't gonna be like, hey brother, just like that. Now, time to time, it's an intimate moment. I might be like, hey brother, but when we out here, hey man, hey, this is what the fuck it is. This is what the fuck it's gonna be. This is you learn better with that austere teaching. A lot of the brothers that's into the martial arts, you see the martial art movies. Hey, them groups, hey, they be fucking niggas up.
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker, before he even talk to you, you gotta walk up a hill of steps with 2 loads of water, bases of water on your shoulders, man. Daily, before the man even speak to you, before you even worthy enough for him to open his mouth and say, I will teach you. And I like that one movie, Kill Bill, the old girl, she had to learn to use chopsticks. The bitch tried to use her hands, he broke the bitch's hands, bruh. He broke her hands until she learned how to use chopsticks. Why? Because it's discipline. What Yahweh Shai is doing with us is he's breaking us, man. Hey, he's breaking us out of the world, man. Hey, man, when I was coming to the faith, man, I remember I thought it was like some other shit in the world. You watch the nigga shit, that black shit, and you smoke weed and shit. Bro, I remember one time I was watching the video, bro. I had the L on my hand, man. And the brother at the time, the Lord was on his man, yo. He was like, you motherfucking niggas smoke weed. Y'all, I'm gonna kill you, nigga. And it felt like he jumped through my screen, bro. I threw that motherfucking weed down, bro. I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that. I started praying and repenting and shit. You know what I mean? Not in shit, but I started praying and repenting. And then, like, over time, it got to the point I just took all the weed that I had and threw that shit in the fucking garbage. Everything, all the weed paraphernalia, all that shit, because all that shit got demons on it. So, but he scared me. The word of Yahweh Shai scared me to get right, that rough speech. The brother wasn't like, hey man, you gotta put the weed down. You gotta stop. No, he scared, hey, through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. And that's what we're doing right now. We're persuading you through the terror.
Yeah, and the thing is, he didn't say that I'm going to come kill you. No. He said the Lord's going to come, and you felt that. You felt that because the Lord is what does it say that he's a
austere man?
Austere man, but like he's a vengeful power, right?
Yeah.
And he's known as a terror, a terror, right?
Yeah, terrible power.
Yeah, terrible power. Al-Shadji. So you know what the Lord is capable of. You can feel that spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, man.
Well, it's the spirit that quickened it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand, when the spirit is speaking, as the scriptures say, it is not I that speak it, but the spirit is speaking through me.
Yeah, and the thing is, people don't feel it.
The presence of the Lord through the spirit of the brother.
Exactly. Yep. And that's the thing. That's like a lot of things. A lot of people in the world, they don't see that. They don't see the spirit like we see the spirit. We're not looking at it as, oh, that's just a man saying it. The man's gonna come in. Like we know that. Like when we say something, when we talk about the judgments the Lord is gonna bring, we don't say it like we're gonna bring those judgments. And when we say we're gonna take up the other nations, we do that through the spirit of we ain't gonna do that of our own. It's all gonna be in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. So we don't come at you like this is what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna do shit.
We just vessels.
Exactly, we just vessels. Everything's gonna be done by the hands of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, we need to get saved.
Yeah, for real, bro. For real, man. It's something called, remember back in the day, some shit called Scared Straight Man?
Yes.
Well, that's what the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah is doing. See, that shit, they just prepared niggas for more jail.
Yeah.
But the Lord, through this terror, through his word, see, it take a special type of person under Yahweh, it take a special amount of spirit to jump on a special type of person that you get shook by just the mere words.
Yep.
You ain't seen the Lord with these bodily eyes.
Yep.
You ain't standing in front of him with these physical form. But yet his word is so terrifying enough that it's saying, look, bro, fuck that. I'm getting out there. I'm going out there. I'm preaching. I don't give a fuck who out there. I don't care if I'm gonna look at as an idiot. I don't care if I get locked the fuck up. I don't care if I die. Fuck that. I don't want to go out like that. And you feel the presence right now through the spirit and power of Yahweh. I feel the presence of the Lord. I feel the chills. I feel it ain't me speaking. You know what I mean? Like brothers be like, I remember last week the elder was speaking. He was in the spirit, and then he had asked for something. And I was like, "What did he say? What you say, brother?" He's like, "Oh, I don't even remember what I said." He's like, "I don't remember." I was like, "It was that quick because it wasn't him speaking." And that's what you're saying. It's like when you look at us, stop looking at us as men. Like when Yahweh Shah was here, he wasn't an ordinary man. You know, all you brothers, all them cats out there that's trying to, minimize his sacrifice, man. That wasn't a regular man speaking, man. That was the son of the living power, man. He might have came out of the loins of man because he came out of the loins of David. You know what I mean? But that individual was not an individual, bro. That was really, that spirit that was in that man was the first spirit created by the only spirit created by Yahweh, because he let his son do everything else. And he said it pleased him to do the will of the Father, man. He got off, like, not saying weirdo should be, he got off of that, man. Like the angels get off for doing what the Lord tell them to do. Right. Oh, you gave me a command? I'm out. And I'm executing it to the fullest. And that's what we're doing. And we're teaching other brothers to do the same thing. Because the times that we're coming in are not easy times. There is nobody that's going to deliver you from the hands of the Lord.
I got precept. Let's go. I got precept.
This is 2 Corinthians 11:6. It says, "But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. Have I committed an offense in abasing myself, that ye might be exalted, because I preach to you the gospel of Yahweh freely?"
So that's all we're doing. We're preaching the gospel of Yahweh Shai freely. You know what I'm saying? And hey, never mind the rough speech. And it amazes me how Jake can get all pious when it comes to speech. Your whole life is full of MF this, F that B, and all this other weirdo shit. Your mom cussing you out, talking about she love you. You know what I mean? But as soon as you hear men of the Lord speak, oh, now that's the worst thing in the world. All we telling, get over that and hear the word. Hear what's necessary. It's like eating food. When you eat the sweet stuff, it's good. But when you eat them bitters, man, that's the part that's really good for you, man. But it's hard to digest or take in sometimes.
Yeah, Jake is basically under the vibration of a woman. You know how you can't tell a woman anything? She's a rebellious woman. She's reluctant to hear your words. She want to be combative. Because I had a nigga in the world like that tried to approach me, act like he was going to fight me at the job. He was doing some crazy shit on the receiving dock, and I raised my voice. I yelled at this nigga. I said, yo, don't be doing that fucking shit up here, man.
Yeah.
And he came at me like, you know, like he was going to do something.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of stepped up to him, and then he started to back up.
Yeah.
And then he came up to me later, and he said, listen, man, he was a Dominican, Simeon-affliction. He said, listen, man, you can tell me go fuck myself or anything like that, man. You can't yell at me, bro. If somebody yell at me, I just can't take it, bro. And that's the thing, Jake is very weak.
Yeah. Emotional.
Very weak.
Overly emotional.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Jake is very weak-minded right now.
Yeah.
They're not emotionally mature. They're in the vibration of a woman.
That's right.
They can't take instruction from other men.
Yeah, that shit's wicked.
Because that's what a woman will say. Woman, you can't tell me nothing. What does nigga want to say? When you try to tell him something, I'm a man, you can't tell me what to do.
I'm a man just like you.
I'm my own man. Okay? Well, you're going to die.
You're going to die your own man,
being your own man.
Yeah. Because this ain't
Because that's not the way the Lord structured this.
That's right.
Okay? There's an order to this.
That's right.
All right? And real men, before they come leaders, they're followers. They're followers of other great men. That's how you attain that status.
Yeah, look at the Apostle Peter.
By the proper leadership.
Apostle Peter, Paul, all of them were led by other men.
Right. Paul said, be ye followers of me, even as I am of Manasseh-made.
That's right.
That's how you attain to that.
That's right.
You follow the principles of the men that came before you, great men, exceptional men.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I got a precept. It's kind of like a long one, but
Let me read this first then. It says Proverbs 8 and 10. It says, receive my instruction, not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold.
Exactly. Because you'll look at gold and you'll look at silver and like, oh man, that's it. But what's really worth more than that gold and that silver? Hey, the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Awashad, the instruction and righteousness of Yahweh Bashim Awashad. You got it?
One more verse. Because wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it.
Exactly, and that's right, man. And you look at, Esau look at these intrinsic things for their intrinsic value, but the real intrinsic thing and the real value is wisdom. How can you, okay, that's a stone, it looks good. I could charge you $1 million for it. I could put prices on it. But what's really priceless is this word, this knowledge and wisdom, the application of these things, man. Because there's so much more. Hey, rubies serve a purpose, bro. Rubies, emeralds, all of this stuff serve a purpose. But if they're not in there, if they're not used for their purpose, guess what? They're worthless, man. And as knowledge and wisdom, if you're not applying this knowledge and wisdom, it's going to be useless to you, man. You're going to cough it up, spit it out, trample upon it, because you don't see the value in it. Yep, you got it, bro.
Yep, this is 2 Samuel 22. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, and David spake unto Yahweh the words of this song in the day that Yahweh had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies and out of the hand of Saul. And he said, Yahweh is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. The power of my rock, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation. My high tower and my refuge, my savior. Thou savest me from violence. You know, brother was talking earlier about, you know, the shadow, right? The shadow of the Lord. You know, the Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is our deliverance, man, our salvation. I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. In my distress I called upon Yahweh and cried to my power, and he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook because he was wroth.
Yep.
See that? The Lord was wroth, and he heard Samuel's prayers, man, and delivered him.
And that's what's going to happen in this time.
Yep.
We're talking about we ain't finished with Psalms 91. We ain't get to Daniel's yet. We ain't get to Jeremiah 30:7. But this is the wrath of the Lord. See, y'all gonna, that's majority of people gonna think that, oh, this shit is the stuff that's happening is just incidences or just even a lot of so-called conspiracy thinkers. They're gonna be like, oh, this is just conspiracy. Yeah. But nah, man, it's the wrath of the Lord. Esau's about to come down the way he coming down because the Lord is using his sword to come down on Jake, man. Yep. The reason why the Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans is going to be the cause and effect of all the ills that's happening in the world, because the Lord is going to turn Esau's horns on Jake, man. And he shows you examples of that during that 19. During the 19, it started off as a group issue, an Asian issue. Then next thing you know, it turned into a black, a Hispanic, Native American issue, people who are economically disenfranchised. And then you became the thing. You became ostracized. When you walk into any store and you start coughing and sneezing, everybody looking at you like, oh, let's get away from him. But just months before, shit, they were looking at the Asians like that. Well, that's gonna say the same thing gonna happen when all this shit hit the fan. When Jacob's trouble happened, you gonna be the example because niggas is unkept, uncouth. You rebellious. So they're gonna look at you like, oh, you're the cause and effect and the reason. But really, that's the Lord turning the wrath on you. So that's why you gotta hear the Lord now, because the wrath of the Lord is coming. The only thing that can protect you is the one that's giving that wrath, man.
Yep. Just a little bit more. Pass it to the next brother. It says, the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook because he was wroth.
Yep.
There went up smoke out of his nostrils and fire out of his mouth, devoured. Coals were kindled by it.
Yep.
He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly, and he was seen upon the wings of the wind. There's all the things the Lord is going to do again, you know, in the returning to destroy this place, you know, Babylon.
Exactly, man. And then them wings that's coming is the chariots, man, which the Lord is exposing them on a rapid basis. See, you thought Esau was exposing it with his so-called UFO undocumented shit. He didn't even say nothing, man, and they laughed. But guess what? The Lord is showing the chariots more and more in the skies, in the heavens.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give a little quick testimony. When we was going down to Baltimore the other week ago, I seen like, you know, as the chariots are known as clouds, Ainan in the Hebrew. Well, what looked like a darker blue hue cloud, it actually ended up warping down and disappeared. Just like I had seen the other day, you know, before I had went down there or whatever. And like I said, and I knew, I was like, that was a chariot. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing else. What else is that? Who doesn't just go like that, like a weird shape, and just do that, go morph down? That's a chariot, you know, and that's the Lord showing the very sign. You know, he visiting the earth. You know, he building our faith. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Last little bit of verses here. I'm gonna jump to verse 36 now. Kind of encompasses the whole point. The 2 Samuel to 22nd chapter is a good, you know, chapter to read the whole thing. I'm just kind of trying to get the meat of all of it all, or the points, I guess you say. This is 2 Samuel 22 and 35. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow is. Actually, I'll start at verse 33. The power is my strength, and the power is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet did not slip. I pursued my enemies and destroyed them, and turned not again until I had consumed them.
Yeah, that's right, man. And we're going to do the same thing.
Yep.
I think it said, the scripture says that, roughly paraphrasing, an insignificant one is going to be like David, man. The least of our people are going to be like David.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gave David, he endowed his soldier, David, with spiritual powers, man. And David's soldiers, the tabernacle, which is being risen right now. This is what is in front of you right now. This is the tabernacle of the Wad, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they're all, like all the apostles, Tahar teaches us, man, every last one of us, Lord, when we part of the elect, we were standing tall with King David, man. We were part of that army.
Yep. It says, last verse, and I had consumed them and wounded them, and they could not arise. Yeah, they are all fallen under my feet.
And that's going to happen again. All these nations, starting out with the nation of Edom, out of Wanyam, you're going to be underneath of the feet of King David again, and Yahweh Bashim, King David, and the elect men. You're going to be once again. You're going to be brought down, man. And this time you're not going to be able to rise back up.
Break the yoke.
Was it on that?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I got that one you quoted if you wanted it.
All right, bring it out real quick.
Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as Dawadah or David.
And that's you see that we in that state right now. We're in a feeble state right now. We're looked at as weak, strengthless. We look just everything. We can't defend. We can't even defend ourselves, bro. So we got to go to the one that can defend us, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. He's going to give us that power to defend us, because he said with thee, you shall be my battle axe and weapons of war, man. We're going to be turned into a weapon, man. I don't even want to say a human weapon. We're gonna be supernatural. We're gonna be more than human, extraterrestrial weapon, man. You know what I mean? Just like Esau right now, he's the weapon. You look at all these Jakes getting mowed down and killed in the street by these cops, because them cops is the sword, man. Them cops, them Edomites are the sword. And Jake is in a off way. So that's why the Lord let that sword overcome him. But he's not gonna let his sword